Hey guys, episode 213, April 9th, 2024. Bryant Dunnigan here at the Rock Life Studios. With us, as always, driver of the Polaris Racing, toughest full body in the world, Dan Carter. How are we?
What's up?
Man, it's been one of those weeks, I think, for both of us.
Man, yeah. Like I'm almost ready for it to be over with.
Well, are you short weekend and then going racing this weekend?
We're not 100% sure. We're kind of waiting to see what the weather does. I may get stuck at work this weekend. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we're hopefully we can get out there.
Man, it's just, I don't know. It's been Monday for several weeks now, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the good news is though, we're busy at the shop, which is good.
Yeah.
Bad news is we're trying to build a race buggy
Right.
while we're busy, so that's challenging to say the least.
Right.
On the buggy, since I brought it up, we'll go ahead and go with that. The frame is at powder coat.
Making moves.
It's at powder coat. The new engine, we got it. It and the transmission mated back up this evening. Went through the transmission, found some stuff in there that needed addressed. Got it. I don't know. I'm waiting on one gasket. If I have one gasket show up tomorrow, then everything will be all back together, and so that'll be sitting in the floor waiting.
Right.
So hopefully, if so, we gave our fab guys a lot of shit on here back a while, and the buggy went back to Clayton Hollinsworth is the one that has the buggy now for powder coat. Clayton has always been really straightforward with me.
Right.
If he tells you something, that is what it is. So I took it to Clayton, and I was kind of aggravating him. I said, "Now, don't let Gilbert around this thing." I said, "Because it'll never get done." He's like, "Nah, I'll take care of you." So Clayton's got that. He said we'd have it in time to put it back together. Hopefully, and we'll update it a little bit every week. But hopefully that thing will be ready, be in the booth at Rush Offroad.
Right.
So yeah,
And that's coming up before you know it. I think that's 3 weeks away.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's crunch time. And then two, we were gonna try to have the Pinky show up at Rush also. So we even if we don't make it to Arkansas this weekend, we've still got a crunch on that buggy and wrap it up.
It's I don't know, the winter procrastination
Yeah.
has crept up on us, and it's all hands on deck right now trying to get caught back up. Nevertheless, it's coming. So the buggy's coming. Guys, I need to start just saying this more, I guess. Go to the channels. Go to the YouTube channels. We're going to start posting. So our race videos this year are a little different than what we done last year. Last year we would do like the whole run or the whole weekend for like the bouncers and side by sides and whatnot and put them on together. This year I'm not going to be able to hit as many events, so we're doing them run per run. So I'm still working on Windrock stuff.
Right.
Didn't get to go this weekend. Not going to be there this coming weekend at Arkansas. So we're trying to stretch some of that content out throughout the year. So this week we're going to come out. We may throw a video from Wildcat up, or I may go back and try and finish some Windrock stuff. But we're going to try and start putting something out, a feature length on the YouTube channel once a week. So if you've not, please go there and subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube and you've not subscribed, please do. It just really, really helps the channel. And when this comes out on YouTube, this will be attached. You can buy from our rocklifeoffroad.com shop from the YouTube videos. And we got some new merch at the last event I had completely even forgot about. We got a brand new load of shirts in. It's our very first ever reissue.
Hmm.
So we're going back with one of the very first shirts. Shit, I can't talk. One of the very first shirts we ever had made for Rock Life, and if you can see it, it's this one here. It's got the Team Rock Life Racing on the front, out the top, on the back. That was one of our very first shirts back in probably 2016, 2017. So you can click the link below you if you're watching on YouTube. Click that, and you'll be able to purchase that from that link. Got some new hats and stuff in the works. Got all kinds of cool stuff going to be coming out throughout the rest of this season, especially in the next month or two. So stuff like that, be on the lookout for. All right, enough self-promotion. Did you see anything about the Outlaw race in West Virginia?
I didn't see, but man, I've heard all kind of stuff.
Well, what have you heard?
So I'd heard that a lot of the UTV guys were unhappy with the choice of course. There were some guys saying that, notable guys were pretty much saying, this is hearsay, that if anybody were to complete that course, it would just be pure luck. So, I'm not discounting anything from the drivers, but we've been to West Virginia before, and boy, is it rowdy.
It's rowdy, and where they raced, we raced. But it was the same general area, but in that general area, you can get as stupid as you want.
Right.
And it appears to me as though they picked some stupid.
Right.
I heard, I'm like you, I heard some grumblings that several people just wish they wouldn't have even made the trip.
Right. Yeah, I understand.
And it's like, you're asking these people to drive, and okay, so let me back up. Rock bouncing. I mean, I guess that's rock bouncing. Technically.
Right.
I mean, I guess it is. But I just don't like that style. Like, I do think it was cool for our cup class and the stock class last year, but the way we run that was a little more tame.
Right.
It was doable. They went up some places we probably came down, and vice versa. But like, I really don't care a whole lot for that style of racing with the big bouncers. I don't like AOP. I don't like that. It's just, I don't know. It's too much. You can't get any speed.
Right.
I don't know. I just like going fast. I like watching them go fast. I like them driving on the edge. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, I feel like it's strayed away from the hill killing. Like, it's that area there is more like a rock garden, and you can't go fast to a rock garden. I'd even seen, I think it was a post that Mad Ram had posted saying that that's the hardest that he thinks he's ever seen Timmy beat on a buggy.
The video I've seen, yeah. I mean, in a long time, anyways.
Right.
It's just, you get guys, and I get it. I guess they're off-road buggies. You're supposed to do whatever, everything. But you get these buggies tuned up for fast courses and hills and things like that, and then you take them there, and it's completely different.
Right.
I'm just not sure. I don't know. I'm not going to down that place because it's a really nice place. I'm just not sure it's set up for our style of racing that very much.
I think it could be. I think you take an excavator down there and play around with it for a day or two. I think you can come up with some really cool courses for what we want to do. But to me, that's more or less like, I guess, the We Rock guys,
Yeah,
or
and it's
like
perfect for them.
crawler guys.
Perfect.
That's perfect.
It's perfect for them. We're just not set up that way.
Right.
And like even when we run there last year, like I said, stock and cup run kind of where they raced this weekend. But our bouncer and bounty hills, I mean, there was a couple pretty good little hills there. Don't get me wrong, but the entire flat was just nothing but a rock crawl,
Right.
and it's just not conducive to the way we like to. I don't know. Maybe I'm just. It's a cool park. It's a cool place. They got it going on. But judging by attendance there, something does need to be done in that area to draw interest from the locals, because the pictures I seen, there wasn't nobody there.
Right.
And I mean, I'm not a knock on Outlaw. It may have been weather. It may have been non-promotion by the park. I don't know. There wasn't a giant crowd there when we raced last year.
Right.
So something needs to be done in that area. If they want us to keep coming there, we do need to do some stuff to make it a little more friendly to competition. And
Right.
we need spectators.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I feel like if nothing's done within the next year or so, I see that part getting scratched from the list.
Well, and with us, if you'll notice, Clyde has 3 or 4 parks that are pretty well on the schedule every year.
Right.
And then when we've talked about this on the show before, then there's some rotation amongst some of the other parks. And maybe that's one we do a couple years and we come back to maybe a Hollerwood or somewhere else. And then maybe we go back and revisit it again in the future.
Right.
But it's a cool place, and I hope it works out. I just like the stock class and the cup class there last year in that rock garden that I'm fussing about right now. I honestly was some of the coolest racing I'd seen.
Right.
And maybe that's just in who picks the lines. I don't know. Nonetheless, we're not going to do like an official rundown at the end of this episode. We'll just go ahead and talk about it while we're here. So in the UTV class, Cooper Bentley is the only one to finish any hill. He was the only
That's
one.
Crazy.
He's the only one to get a time.
Yeah. I feel like, I thought maybe they had forgotten to write it down. I know we've heard some issues in the past with like time discrepancies and stuff. And I know some of those guys have got a lot on their plate. But...
The only one to register a time.
Right.
I think they have a 3-minute hard limit on your time run or your run time. And I think some other guys might have finished it had they had more time. But as far as I know, Coop was the only one to finish within his allotted time. So he was the only person on the podium.
Yeah, sweet. Good job.
Hey, I mean, you can't take nothing away from him. That kid's on fire.
Right.
Your bouncer class, TC, I mean, just the video I seen, he just absolutely beat on that buggy. Cooper in second and Clayton Smith in third. I don't know. I seen a post that Clayton was in the top 1 or 2 and then had some issues on the third hill.
Yeah.
With it, buggy kept shutting off. And if it hadn't shut off, he may have made a pretty good push for first or second. But so congrats to those guys. Pro-Am was Cody. God, I say his name wrong every time. McDonald.
Yeah.
And then Robert McDaniels was second in the Pro-Am. Don't know how many they actually had in that class. But for any of these guys, it sounds like to get a finish, kudos.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Rough-ass course.
Yeah, that park is definitely hard on parts if you want to go fast.
It's, that's the reason we're putting a new motor in a buggy. So,
yeah.
It's, I've got proof of it there at the shop. So nonetheless, at least there was some racing. I know Braden. I talked to him today, and he went. He said it was very violent. He is not looking forward to going back and having to run that again this year. But he's good. He said he's up for it. So I don't know. Good times. You got anything else before we get on to our guest segment this week?
That's it.
All right, guys, we're going to take a small little break. We'll be right back. We've got a special guest coming up with us here on Out the Top. All right, guys, we are back. We have got a very special guest with us. Driver of, I don't know what you call that thing, Timmy Sloppy Seconds. Does it have a name?
Nonsense's name is Buggy, yeah.
Nonsense, Nathaniel Bell. Or if you follow us on TikTok, he was the Wish, the $1 $5 deal on Wish. But Nathaniel's been running UTV Bounty for the last couple years, 3 years, 2 years.
2 years.
And so we decided we'd have him on. He's pretty local to me, actually, so we see him at the shop quite often. How are you tonight, sir?
Not too bad. Trying to get the buggy back together from Wildcat.
Well, what had happened?
I done a high gear delete on hill 2.
Ooh.
At the top.
I know I talked to you earlier in the week. Were you able to get it back together?
It's back together good enough. We're gonna go run it.
Good enough. That's all we needed to know.
It's not 100% by no means, but it possibly could hold.
Yeah.
It possibly could hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better than the alternative, I suppose. All right, so for the people who don't know, or may not know who you are, tell us, where you from. Just kind of give us a little rundown.
My name's Nathaniel Bell from Somerset, Kentucky, and yeah.
So we'll start here, I guess. Dan had a question come in from Snapchat earlier, and I feel like this is a good question just to get us started.
Right. Yeah. We got Brentley Cole Havens, which is the ex UTV youth champion, wants to know what got you into racing.
I raced go-karts and dirt bikes when I was little, and then I've been watching rock racing on YouTube forever. And then Jason Phelps actually bought this buggy, and then he ended up buying Tyrant. And when he bought Tyrant, he decided he didn't want both of them. So then he gave me the chance to buy this one, and that's how I got into rock racing.
Yeah, good deal.
So when was your first, your first official race?
Official race with the rock racing would have been at Windrock 2023.
Okay, yeah, I remember you all down there now. I was trying to remember when I could remember your first race. But you all had power steering problems that weekend.
Yeah, what did I break? I broke a front shock, a rear axle, and the hydro pump that weekend.
Yes.
Whew.
That's how you get broke into bounty racing.
Yeah, it's a good break-in.
Oh. So I guess the big question I have is the competition, is the racing, because you get all these people, I could do that. I could do this. That's nothing. Them boys, of course, nobody ever shows up and pays the entry to do it. But what is it like compared to what maybe you thought it would be? Go ahead.
It really doesn't compare to anything till you actually go see it in person and walk it.
Mm-hmm.
Videos do nothing justice to you there, and it's a 7-8 foot 90-degree wall, straight step up.
I've always been, and you can tell Dan will confirm this. I look at some of that stuff and I go, there's no way. There's no way you all can get up this. And then, I finally just told Dan, like, don't listen to nothing I'm saying. Like, I'm just talking. Don't listen to me about lines. Don't listen to me about nothing because I have no idea. You walk up to something and it looks impossible. And then you guys in them damn buggies, you just float right up it most of the time. There is.
I've said it once that there's no way anybody's going to climb this, then 90% of people climb it.
Right.
Well, I was talking to Matt Myrick before the Windrock race, and we were standing at the top of the little hill. I said, is any UTVs going to get up this? And he's like, I quit doubting them. He said, every week I say no, and every week they do. He said, so yeah, I'm probably sure somebody's going to go up it. And it's, but it's just, it's so different for you people who watch it on our channels, on Busted Knuckle, on High Octane, Mad Ram. Like, you've got to get out to one of these events and just see it.
With Windrock, we took the kind of cheater line where the big buggies couldn't go.
Well, see, that's even that. I didn't look at that. I was like, I didn't think there was no way any of you all were getting up that. And then
if we'd have went straight, I don't think many of us would have climbed it, if anyone.
Yeah, that line last year shut down a lot of guys. I think last year maybe only 2 or 3 people got up it. But it was still a rough course.
I think last year, there was only, 3 of you this year still.
Yeah.
I think there was 3 in 23, and I think in 22 there was only 2 or 3. Because Dan, you got up it then in the red buggy, and then we broke almost all the way at the top.
Yeah.
Because you were sitting in podium place for that, and then couldn't get. I don't know what happened. Damn thing, I don't know. It just quit. But that's a rough little. I don't know. It's totally different than what everybody thinks. I'm glad when we get new people, to come out and race just to see. Everybody thinks it's easy, and now Nathaniel's here. He's run one year. Now we're leading the points.
Yeah.
So he's made it look easy this year.
Right.
Now, another question I've got is I was talking to your dad the other day, and he said that you wasn't planning on going to the Missouri race.
No, the Missouri race I am probably not going to.
Now, if you're leading the points going into the Missouri race, you're telling me you're not going out there.
We'll see. I wasn't going to go to Arkansas either, but I'm ended up going to Arkansas.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, we'll see when that time rolls around.
Yeah. But hey, it's been known in the past. There's been guys in different classes have enough points stacked up that they could take a couple of races off and still keep up. So,
well, I talked to his dad Saturday, and I said if he doesn't go, he needs to make sure he has somebody capable to run in his stead.
Yeah.
But I don't know, bud. You better, if all's going well, you better take your ass to Missouri.
Yeah.
Well, when Missouri comes around, if the buggy's still together, and see what's happening then.
Oh, that buggy will be fine. You just quit busting transmissions.
Well, if cryo heat would have sent me the right gear last time, I wouldn't have busted it this time.
No, you can't blame somebody else. It's that damn right foot.
That has a lot to do with it too.
There we go. All right, so you got your first win in the National Rock. Let's see, how many podiums is that now?
That'll be the rock race, and that will be 4th, I think. The 4th one.
4th one, you got what? 1 win in National Rock.
Yeah, one went in National Rock, then 1 second and 2/3, I think.
Yeah, and then you won the Poppy Mountain race last fall. We went to.
Yep.
That listen, those guys are, and Dan, I think you would enjoy that little event.
Yeah, that we actually talked about that today because it was almost like I know that the weather has screwed us up this week and work's going to be hell, and it was almost like justifying. It's like if we don't make Arkansas, then we're definitely doing Poppy Mountain. Like
Yeah.
I hate I didn't make Poppy Mountain last year.
It was kind of laid back. It was a little bit of a, it was just laid back.
Yeah, all about that.
Yeah, but
I'm
it was
about laying back and taking my hair down.
It was a good time. They shared our YouTube video yesterday or today. One.
That's the one they buried the Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the hill. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope they have. I hope they do that again. I hope they have a little better turnout next time. It was a good crowd. The racing though at that event, it kind of took me back to old school 5 Hill Bounty.
Oh, sweet.
I mean, it wasn't, but what'd you all run, Nathaniel? You run 4 hills?
3 hills, 2 runs at each hill.
Yeah. Yeah, so they had 3 runs, 2 runs at each hill. So that's 6. You know, old school Bounty, we used to do 5. And it kind of, old school Bounty, for you guys who maybe don't know, we started off the day, no timers, no nothing. Everybody goes up hill 1. Everybody completes hill 1, goes to hill 2.
Right.
Everybody completes hill 2, goes to hill 3. So on and so forth. But the Poppy Mountain deal wasn't that. It was still a timed event, but it's like the hills were weeding people out.
Right.
And so by the time you got down to the last run, hell, half the field was gone.
Yeah, I think 4 of us ran the last hill. That was it.
4 or 5, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it's kind of had that feel to it. The hills weren't ridiculous, but they were challenging.
Yeah.
So that's I don't know. It's a good time. I hope they have that back again.
But that's a long day of racing though, because I mean, four hills, like Bounty style hills, that's like being in 4 separate car wrecks, you know, throughout the day.
Oh, it's nothing for you young bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first they wanted us to run up one hill, down another hill, and then go slow in front of the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah, I was interested on it. I was standing at the top, and I wanted to walk down to the driver's meeting, but I was kind of getting bits and pieces, like relayed to me, and I was like, "Where are you guys running?" And they're like, "Shit, we don't know." Wherever they tell us. But it turned out to be a good event. So hopefully we get to go back. Maybe you'll get to defend that there. Okay, let's do this. Has there been anywhere that you want to race that you've not gotten to?
Probably Indian Mountain.
Well, that's coming.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited.
That's a pretty cool place.
If it's not closed by then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that. Dan, do your research on that this week. We'll talk about that a little bit more next week. If you come to Indian Mountain, I suggest coming early, staying late, and seeing some of the park.
Yeah.
Because there's a ton of riding, ton of cool hills. I'll be there this fall. I don't think we're going to bring the vendor trailer. I'm going to bring the general down, and that way we can do some riding. The only bad part about Indian Mountain is you can see the race hill from the highway, but you can't get there legally. Legally. You got to go 3 miles up the road, and then it's a 3.5 mile loop through the woods to get to the race hill that you can see from the highway that you can't get to. So be prepared for that. But it is a cool place. that place does a lot of really cool events.
Oh yeah.
You got Ride for a Cure. They got something going on down there this weekend. What is it? Rough Riders Rendezvous or something.
Yeah.
Then of course our race down there this fall, which I think is our race part of Ride for a Cure.
I think it is. I'm 99% sure it is.
Okay, that will be probably a huge event then.
Yeah.
Not that it isn't anyways, but it will be extra big this year.
Right.
But it seems like there's always something going on down there. Southern Bounty's down there this weekend.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony's doing a race down there this weekend.
I forgot Tony was going to be there this year.
Yeah. I don't know if he's coming back in the fall. I'll have to look that up. But I know they're doing a Southern Bounty race this weekend with that Rough Riders. But yeah, Indian Mountain's cool. I want to go to Grey Rock.
Yeah.
We need to figure out how to get on the invite list.
Yeah, I heard that the park is still available for rent, but
no side by sides.
Yeah, they're really strict with no side by sides.
No side by sides. So, Nathaniel, we're going to need you to get a bouncer.
Well, if I can afford one, I done had one.
Everybody says they're a lot cheaper than a UTV, but I just hadn't figured that. My math ain't mathing when it comes to
no.
versus UTV.
$50,000-$60,000 for a motor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I think that every week, I don't know. I've tried to rationalize it too. I think if you had a good year, like your operating expenses would be less than a side by side. But when you do have those failures, engine lets go, transmission, axles. Yeah, I guess we'd just be parked for a while.
Yeah, even buying tires for those things are not cheap.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what a sticky is now. Somebody drop us a note. I think they're $600-$700 a tire or more. I may be undershooting that.
I was told that by one of the sponsored drivers for Mickey Thompson that those tires were still like $1,000 a piece.
The Mickeys, so I sell the Mickeys. I can get them at the shop, and I looked them up the other day, and they're $1,000 or $1,100.
Yeah, so I mean it's like bust one of those a weekend. That would be my luck. I would have the if Matt Holt and Jay Stewart's luck combined, that would be my bouncer luck right there. It would just be complete chaos. Never be able to financially recover from any kind of trip out in the bouncer.
I could handle the Jay Stewart's luck. I don't know if I could handle the Matt Holt luck.
Oh yeah, poor Matt. We beat him up every episode.
Oh,
he's gonna kill us.
He's gonna kill us. He's So Matt's gonna be on the show in a few weeks.
Oh yeah.
But I have already threatened to remote in for this episode because I don't want to sit next to him. The dude breaks something all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't want that bad juju rubbing off on me.
Not at all.
So I'll want to sit about 50 yards away and get on FaceTime with you all and do it that way. Let's see. What else is something the people need to know about Nathaniel? You got to give us something. What's you got any pets? Come on, to give us something.
I think my dog's actually in the house.
All right,
yeah, I got a.
You got a what?
Chocolate lab.
Oh Lord.
I need somebody to print me off a big Wish Timmy Cameron sticker.
That is, dude. When I posted that the other day, I was texting Nathaniel, and we were talking about something. And I don't know. You actually said it, and I got tickled, and I said, "That's my next TikTok video." And it took me forever to do it because I couldn't quit laughing. And then after I posted it, I couldn't quit laughing. And then I text you.
Yeah.
And then I showed it to your dad too. He laughed. He thought it was funny. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I laughed, I guess, for an hour and a half.
Yeah, because I said my race buggy identifies as a trail buggy, and that's when you called
That's what it was, yeah. I said that was the Timmy Cameron rubbing off on you.
Yep.
So we've got another question. They want to know if you're any kin to Will Bell.
Nope, we're not kin at all.
Okay.
Did that come from Will Bell?
No.
Oh, okay.
Came from Instagram.
Oh, okay. Hey, we got some people chiming in. Let's see. You are going to Arkansas this weekend. What's after Arkansas?
Rush, I think.
Rush. Yeah, you better be at Rush.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Let's see. I don't know.
Yeah, Rush will be a good time.
Rush, you raced up there last year. Did
Yeah.
you run the full season last year?
Didn't I think I missed 3 races last year.
So you didn't go to Mid-America. You didn't go to Missouri. Did you go to Missouri?
No, I went to Missouri.
Didn't go to Mid-America. What else did you miss?
I don't remember. Did we go to Arkansas last year?
Yep.
Was it West Virginia? Did you go to West Virginia?
No, yeah, he went to West Virginia. He was you the first one to go up that hill?
No, Josh was.
Yeah, that is right, because he got to name it.
Yeah.
My first podium race.
Okay. How did that feel, your first podium?
It was exciting, actually.
Yeah.
It was more exciting climbing that hill than it was standing on the podium, but the podium was quite exciting.
You know,
So is it one of those things you get to the top and you're like, holy shit, where do I go from here?
Yeah, it was like, where do I go from here? And now I got to slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, where do I go? And oh, God.
Yeah, it's like you always kind of doubt in the back of your mind, like, this is never going to work out. And the next thing you know, you're like 4 tires planted sitting at the top of the hill. And it's like, oh, shit, what do I do next?
Oh, yeah, because when I went off top, I'm pretty sure I landed sideways. Pointed wrong.
Yeah, you were I don't know how it didn't turn over.
Me either.
I've got the video. I was standing. That was our first race video, and it was pretty impressive coming up. And I don't know how you. I would have just fucking parked it right there and just got out and been like, "Woo, good enough."
What did I win?
Yeah, give me the prize. Oh man. I hope when we go back, me and Dan were talking about West Virginia earlier. Do you run any of the Outlaw stuff?
Occasionally. When they're closer or I ain't got nothing to do that weekend, I'll go run one.
Did you get to see any of the West Virginia mess from this weekend?
I've seen a few videos.
What was your take on it?
It looked rough. Really, really rough.
Yeah.
And slick.
So that's what we were talking about. That was our Friday course. Of course, they run it, a little differently than what we did. But what do you think? What's your preference? Let's do that. What's your preference? Do you like the big long dirt hills, like a more technical course, or do you like that old school? I mean, just going through the rock garden as fast as you daggone can.
The dirt technical hills more than the rock garden. They will beat you to death.
I think a good hill that maybe one of these days you'll get to try if they let us back over there. Have you ever walked around the Windrock and looked at the big hill?
On the backside?
Mm.
No.
I hope we get to go back over there one of these days. That's gnarly.
Mm-hmm.
That's I've not. Did you walk over there, Dan, when you were up there a couple weeks ago?
I didn't, but I heard some people talking about it, and they said it's so washed out. They're like thinking that it would need work before we could race on it.
I would like to go back over there at least one more time.
Yeah.
The courses are short. I mean, it's literally just I don't know how many feet tall it is.
Yeah.
But it's all of them, and it's straight. That's the one. If you've ever seen the video of Wade Good tumbling from the very top of it,
Yeah.
that was one of the most helpless moments I've ever had at a rock racing event.
Yeah.
Just standing there watching him roll time after time after time after time after time after time. And I think that was his first race.
Yeah. I think it was.
I think I would have retired.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing to catch you over there.
Mm-mm.
You go to flipping, that's over with.
That was I would love to go back over there one more time. I can say that because I don't drive. I just get to watch. But I would love to go back over there one time and see, because it's been 4 years now since we've been over there.
Yeah.
I'd love to go back and see how, since the machines have evolved so much, everybody's pushing so much more horsepower. Suspensions have changed. Like, just nothing is the same as it was then.
Right.
I would love to see how all these machines do on that now. It probably wouldn't be as impressive as I'm thinking it should be.
Right.
Because, hell, when we were racing that, I don't know. I don't know if there were many 72-inch buggies. If there wasn't many.
Yeah. Yeah, because like you said, that was 4 years ago. I mean, look how much everything has progressed the past 4 years. Like you said, you got suspension, shocks, horsepower. It definitely be interesting.
Yeah, the horsepower difference that these tuners are making in these UTVs now compared, and it's the same motor.
Right.
But the horsepower that they're making now versus what they were making in 2017, 2018 is just unreal. Speaking of that, okay, we want to know the secrets. You have a former Timmy Cameron buggy.
Yep.
That buggy's got a big pedicure or pedigree. It's won a lot of races.
Yeah.
Tell us the secrets. What's done to it? Give us the sauce.
It's stock motor and headstand.
Oh, listen, you can lie to your friends.
It.
I'll lie to mine.
It's on race fuel and head studded.
You're just like him. Can't get the truth out of you for nothing.
What tune you running?
I'm not even sure what tune it is. I know on the dyno jet it says Timmy Cameron Go Fast tune. What it says. But I ain't.
You running a E85 or you doing race?
It's a V Racing C85.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's what everybody's running now, just about it.
Yeah, I know a lot of those trail riders are doing the E85, but a lot of the racers are using C85, and I'm not up to speed on all that because I know there's an E85, a C85, and I think is it the X85?
VP has an X and a C. The C is a little higher quality. You can go to the gas station and get E85,
right?
But you need to test it. You know, if you're trying to run it would probably be fine in a trail rig. But if you're trying to have a consistent race engine, then you need something that's going to be on the mark every week. And this gas station E85 is hit and miss at best.
Yeah, I've heard people say, I guess it's some kind of deal. You check the ethanol percentage. Like it's supposed to be E85, but it could be, 14 instead of 15, or 13 instead of 15.
I've seen some big differences in the numbers. Like I think in Somerset, where he's from, there's a couple gas stations you can go get it, and it'll be anywhere from E65 to 75, and then depending on what day of the week you go get it, it may actually be 85.
Yeah.
So that's what I was talking to somebody the other day that, we were making a VP order at the shop, and I guess there's somebody else local to me that sells gas, and it was approached to me. It's like, hey, do you just want me to go down here to Joe Blow's and get you a drum or get you a 5-gallon bucket? And I was like, no, I don't know what he's got.
Right.
Like old dude down there in the trailer shop could that could be cooking oil for all I know. I would rather open the can myself and see what's in it.
Right.
Because you don't want those inconsistencies. I mean, that's where you. So we'll ask you this: me and Dan we're thinking about switching. We've always run 110, just out of because it's simple.
Yeah,
doesn't require as much work. Give us some pointers. If we go E85, what are some must dos?
You about 100% have to have a catch can, and the only bad downside is you got to change the oil every race, every 2 races, all the time.
Yeah. Are you changing the oil and filter, or just oil?
Most time I change the oil filter every 2 to 3 races, and the oil, depending on what course you're on and everything, every race, every 2 races.
Yeah.
I asked his dad that the other day when he was at the shop, and he commended you because he said that every time you start the buggy, before you hit the key switch, you make sure the catch can has nothing in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
He said it didn't matter if he was starting it for 5 seconds or if he was going to race. He made sure nothing was in it. And everybody I've talked to said that's the key to making them last. Even more so than changing the oil is just making sure the catch can is empty and getting that stuff out of there.
Straight like moonshine every time.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
See, when you poor folk like us and you just run whatever you can get your hands on, you ain't got to worry about all that. We cheap over here, bud.
Y'all change the belt a lot more than I do.
Well, we had some bad experiences.
Yeah.
So I stay on Dan about keeping a fresh belt and everything because we went to races and had what we thought was going to be a good run and get halfway up a hill, and then it's just like it ain't got no power. Like, what the hell's going on? Well, Dan, when did you change the belt? Well, I don't know. 2 or 3 races ago. Pull the belt off and it'd be smoked. So yeah, now we're pretty vigilant about that. We stay on top of it. Of course, we've got good folks like Polaris that make sure we stay in stuff like that. So it's not as bad for us. So who all helps in your race program? Who's some of do you got any sponsors? Are you looking for any sponsors? What you got going on?
RCV, Turner Axles, Gearhead Custom Paint. They're the one that painted my helmet. Then Laney Feltner that raced the youth class, he painted her helmet.
Now who is this?
It's Gearhead Custom Paint. It's actually a guy I work with at work.
Okay.
He does really good work too. And
That's
then
cool.
Airtech Signs is the one who wrapped the buggy.
I think Airtech is who's going to be. I talked to him. I think he's going to be the one doing ours too.
He's actually next week or the week after going to wrap my trailer.
Oh, you're doing trailer too?
Yeah, he's going to wrap my trailer.
You doing full graphics or are you just doing like a color?
Nah, it's going. The skull will be on the side of it, and then we're going to put something on the back door, but we ain't made our mind up yet.
I have ideas. We'll talk about that.
No.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Ready for link for Wish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wish and you.
Yeah, Wish and Temu. Oh God, we've lost our mind. Yeah, I think Jay. So Rapper Mike, Dan has a buddy in Alabama who done the full body. And he does a really good job. And if I was going to be in Alabama, I would let him do the new one. But since I don't have the
Yeah, we don't have a template for that thing.
Yeah, we don't have a template yet. That's the word I was looking for. So I'm going to let Jay, Airtech Signs here in town, do that. Maybe we can get a base off the first one, and then we'll get Mike to do any touch-ups if we need it. But Jay does a really good job. I've known him. Oh, man. We used to race RC trucks back in 04, 05. We run gas-powered trucks together. I remember when he first opened his sign shop, he was working out of basically what I'm in now, one of those storage buildings. And, man, that dude has come a long way. That's all he does. He's probably our biggest – he's one of the biggest sign guys in the area, does really good work. So if you guys need any razor work done in your local to our area, check him out. He just done Braden's razor as well. So he's kind of dabbling in the razor game. Okay, so I'm going to ask the question. I heard you say RCV and Turner.
Yeah.
How?
Turner backs, RCV fronts. Don't ask.
Well,
I filled the two forms on there, and both of them said A-OK.
Well, I'm glad to see they're getting along. I never dreamed that would be a thing.
Didn't either. I figured it'd be one or the other, but I asked RCV for fronts. I got fronts. I asked Turner for backs, and they gave me backs.
Hey, you can't beat that. All right. We'll be on the lookout for this weekend. If Dan's there, I'm going to make sure and get some good video. He may or may not make it. But good luck in Arkansas
And Missouri.
when it comes around. You're going to Missouri.
You pay for the fuel bill and I'll go.
Listen, you're the one that wants to start racing, not me.
Yeah.
You got to go. If you're leading the points, okay, let's do this. Let's make a deal. If you're still leading the points when Missouri comes around, you can't skip it.
No, I won't.
Okay, there we go.
But if I'm in second, I ain't going.
Well, what if it's close? What if it's close? You need to. I mean, if you're within one hill.
Yeah, you got to be committed.
No. Yes. No.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, there we go. You heard it, guys. It's on here. It's documented. Hold him to the fire if he doesn't go. All right, we've kept you long enough. We just wanted to chat with you a little while. Been a while since we've had anybody on the show. But good luck this weekend and throughout the rest of the season. Hopefully you get that. If it looks, I know the guy that's in charge for the trophies for that series.
Yeah, me too.
So if it looks like you're going to win, you might get a nicer one. we've not planned them out yet, so that's something to keep in mind too. All right, we've kept you long enough, buddy. Before we go, July 5th, Wayne County Fair, UTV race. If you're available, we're trying to get some money up. We're going to try and do $1,500 or more to win at the fair down here. So keep that on your calendar. We're working with the fair this year to try and make that a little bit better event. Hot Springs this weekend, guys. National Rock Race Association. We'll see everybody next week.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.